John Saunders.
Yes, Mr. Saunders.
Yes, I guess I'm going to be the devil's advocate in this mess.
Well, good. We look forward to that.
Partly because I know a lot of seniors, and I hate to say it, we've got a lot of, and you notice the council people here are obviously interested in what's going on. Those council people that aren't here are probably not. The one thing I've run across in a lot of discussions on this whole mess, and the only way I see this being taken care of is unfortunately through attrition, which is going to take years to do. But the big thing that I hear is the fact that why should we, who were fiscally prudent with how we've done our running in the city or finances, finance the backs of those that weren't exactly up to par. And getting over that mindset is going to be one of the biggest stumbling blocks I see in this entire system here. And that not just runs through cities, but it runs through townships and a few other areas too. So everybody's got their own little fiefdom that they think, the successful ones anyway, don't want to help out those that ruin themselves, which they may not have had anything to do with. It was just the way things worked out. But I think that's going to be one of the biggest stumbling blocks you're going to have in there. And the only way through that is, of course, the mindset. And to change that is probably getting rid of those people that are in charge.
Well, thank you, Mr. Sanders. And quite frankly, that while it is an issue, the fact of the matter is that every community is at risk right now. We have an ad hoc committee as part of the Northeast Ohio Mayors and City Managers Association. There are 3 mayors on that ad hoc committee. Mayor Akers from Pepper Pike, Mayor Lyons from Richfield, Mayor Kern from Hudson. Those communities understand and they are aware, and those leaders are aware that we are all together. And the fact of the matter is, in Hudson, I'll speak for Hudson, we are physically solvent. And we have a balanced budget. And we like to think that we're frugal. But I also have something way beyond that as far as the community, is I have residents who need jobs. Okay? We have houses that need to be lived in and sold as part of their own personal wealth. I can't do it, it's just Hudson. I have to rely on the Bedfords. I got a lot of residents that work in Bedford, okay? You bet. And they're paying good income tax up there, okay? All right? Absolutely, and I'm proud they do. And I need Bedford to prosper, because I need those residents to have those jobs that are living in Hudson. So I'm on board with supporting Bedford. And I'm on board with supporting Cleveland Heights. And I'm on board with supporting Cleveland, because we've got residents that work and work there too, okay? So it's really not quite the hurdle, I think, that it's made out to be, because the healthier you are, the healthier I am. And that's the vision we have to have. Do you all agree with me on that? Okay? All right. Yes, Bruce.
I would add one thing to that, Councilman. When we first presented to the mayors and city managers of the 16 counties the results of our phase 1 study, what was encouraging to us was that when the question was posed, okay, do we go to phase 2? Which means the broader thing, as you saw outlined here, it's easy to make some interesting studies. Now the challenge is to put them into place. And that's going to take time, it's going to take funding. But what's encouraging to us, to Mayor Kern, myself, and Mayor Lyons, was that when we made the presentation, and there was a lot of give and take, and by the way, Mayor Williams of Youngstown was there, Mayor Kosmalik of Acton was there, Mayor Healy was there at Canton, Mayor Jackson was there, Mayor Grace of Elyria was there, as well as mayors of various other smaller cities and whatnot. But when it came to the question, do we pursue it, it passed 54 out of the 55 present, knowing full well that, and some have that same concern about you. There are those who have been carrying their share, but realizing, if I may go back to the old cliche, we're all in this boat together. It's very well the whole world say, hey, you messed it up, to heck with you. Except if they're part of the boat and aren't helping out, we're all going to lose in this thing. That's why, and we cannot go. We're not going to solve the problem if we don't go with any other attitude than that. Councilman Taft had a question.
Question?
Very enjoyable presentation, and I think I understand from what you said and from other reading the general theory of how the Minneapolis plan works, where the value of new growth, at least a portion of that value, becomes a kind of a collective tax base, and the portion of the new taxes that are raised that is allocated to that collective portion of the tax base, that becomes available for region-wide development in some way. It no longer goes right back to the place where the development is located. And my question is sort of a narrow one. Who decides who gets that collective money?
It's actually, there's really no exchange of dollars. It's tax base that's shared. And there's a specific formula that will determine if you're a recipient. Everybody's a donor, but not everybody is a recipient. And right now our current formula is based upon age of housing and population. But we're augmenting that formula because there's some other considerations that have to be developed. And of course then you put into there what your current tax base is, and it's based upon both income tax and property tax. All right? So while it is somewhat complicated, it does go to those communities to reduce the disparities between communities. There's some significant disparities. I know there's a significant disparity against some of the communities that are represented here in my own city of Hudson, Ohio. And it's not healthy. It's not healthy for Hudson. Okay? So it goes back, and as that is reduced, then as far as the disparity is concerned, then someday maybe Hudson might be a recipient. Initially, it's not going to be a recipient. It'll be a donor, but we'll have enhanced growth. We will receive more than we're receiving now because we'll have enhanced growth than what we can accomplish right now by having a regional growth effort. And this becomes, it's comprehensive, it's collaborative, it's sustainable, and it's nonpartisan. And those are 4 key elements.
Rick, very good question. And you recall in the part of the slides I had, one of the things we talked about was to sit down with county auditors and other tax experts to help us guide us in the development of that. So we know that's going. And we've been doing some work with both the Cleveland State and Lorraine Community College to help us in this thing. So we know that's a major, as Mayor Curran said, that's a difficult one, but one we are working on with the professionals on that.